Hello, and welcome to my comic of the week, which isn't actually a comic that came out this week because comics haven't come out this week. And these two are actually not the comic of the week either, but they preceded it. These were two pretty awesome comics. Death Comes to Dillinger, number 1 and 2. That was a Western comic by Silent Devil. Well, published by Silent Devil by James Patrick and Sevenhead, whatever, and Jim Ringwet, I don't know. But this was awesome. I like the art, I like the style. The paper was thick and luscious and crisp, and I love it. I just loved it. I loved this comic when it came out, which is why I got the next comic. And this is a sad tale of unreached potential. This comic was about death. It was a Western about death. He comes to town to take a little girl. The father's like, nah. And he challenges him to a duel. He loses, but the daughter gets to live. I'm gonna show you the last. Oops, I don't want to. You probably already know what the next one is. Nobody read this. But the last page of this is the little girl who was sick, but she didn't die. I love that. But her father's dead. She still got her mom. But these were awesome books. The comic of the week, though, is not Death Comes to Dillinger number 1. It is not Death Comes to Dillinger number 2. It is Death and the Man Who Would Not Die. This was the first of a planned 4-issue miniseries, and the last 3 issues never came out. And I was devastated because I really liked it. But again, this thick cover, these thick glossy pages, oh, amazing. This one was going to be about a longer tale about Josiah. I think Josiah Clark, maybe. Yeah, I think that's the guy who Death has clocks. Everybody has a clock, and when your time runs out, Death comes to take you away. Somehow, Josiah Clark got a hold of his own clock, and he keeps pushing the time back so he won't die. And that is why Death, and that's what this comic is about. I'm gonna say that's why Death Comes to Dillinger, but that's this comic. But yeah, this is just a super, super awesome comic. The art, I don't know, if I were to compare it to somebody, I can't. Kind of a Ben Templesmith style. But it reminds me of somebody, I'm drawing a blank. But the whole time, the narrator of this story is actually, the story is being narrated, and it's, again, just like Death Comes to Dillinger, which probably should have been 1 issue. It was spread out over 2. This probably could have been 2 issues, but they were going to spread it out over 4. The whole gist of this issue is Death looking for Josiah Clark, and he finds him. We have to flip all the way to the end, and he's going to use the narrator of this comic to find him. The narrator of the comic was hanged, but Death brings him back to life, and then the next 3 issues were going to be them looking for Josiah. And I was all revved up for that, but it was not to be. But yeah, and you go throughout this comic, and people are just killed who interact with Josiah, or nice to, like, this priest forgave Josiah, so they hung him. He has quite the reputation. In the beginning of the book, he's at a bar and people start stuff, and he has a shootout with 3 dudes, and he comes out on top because he can't die. And that's where his clock comes in. He can't kill me. But I'll just flash through this a little bit because I really like the style. It's not, I don't know. I'm not good at describing art. And I try to hold it up a little bit so you can actually see it without the glare. I'm sorry for the crappy camera. But yeah, I love Westerns. This was a Western. I love comics. This is a comic. I love unique art. I like stylistic art. I like, correct anatomy and photorealism as much as the next guy, and that's a whole another skill set. But I like style, and this has a very unique, not very, and I hate saying very unique because if something is unique, it is just unique. It has a unique style, and an interesting take on the whole Western. I like Death being personified. There he is. And he's just a skeleton. And Death is, of course, invulnerable. And Death comes to Dillinger, he gets his hand shot off. I assume that grows back eventually. No, oh, look. I'm not even noticing. Well, it's been a year since I read it. His hand's still gone. Huh. So maybe Death can die. Maybe they're just different ones. Or did that happen in this comic? That's crazy. I didn't remember that. But yeah, his hand is still messed up. That's interesting. But yeah, and there's no way you would ever get this again. This was 2007. So this is done. I wonder, yeah, and I don't even think the writer does comics anymore. I think his last comic was like 2014 or something. He did something for DC. But, and I didn't look up the artist, so I don't know what he's doing, but I need to track him down. I did. I saw he has a Twitter page. So I'll follow him and harass him about this comic. But that is the comic of the week. And an awesome comic it was. Oh, look. I never read that. Sorry. I love ads and comics for other comics. I never read Seven. I need to find the trade. Because Seven is one of my favorite movies. Grim fairy tales suck. I wanted Fiction Clemens, and I never heard of Fiction Clemens. Looks like another Western themed comic though. Wow. I would have loved to see the way this goes, but I never will. I'll get on Twitter now and harass Seven Head. Interesting name. But that, my friends, is the comic of the week. Death and the Man Who Would Not Die. A story that will never be finished. And I'm still sad about it.